We are live.
All right. Welcome to I Am Possible, episode number 17. We have the Fab Four here. We have Mia, Sally, and Ashley, and we're all magical magicians in different topics of internet marketing. And right now, we're going to talk about investing in yourself. Take the leap. And we're not just talking about investing in courses and stuff, but really talking about a lot of money mindset stuff and how to expand. And I think the reason this title came about was Mia shared on the last episode of Overthinking It, Done is Better Than Perfect, that she had this juicy money story to share. So Mia, go take it away about the money story.
Okay, so I think this story kind of surrounds some fear, like some fear in myself, some fear of investing in myself, which is the title of our podcast today is Invest in Yourself, Take the Leap. So I do funnel creation, funnel strategy and creation for online entrepreneurs. And my business has always kind of had this like wax and wane of like a lot of business and then not a lot of business and a lot of business, not a lot of business. So in the times where I feel very heavy and there's a lot of work on my plate, I really could use some support. And I've been like thinking about hiring a funnel builder, an additional funnel builder. And for whatever reason, whether it was fear of like, I won't have enough money for myself, or I won't have enough coming in, or maybe like I'll hire somebody and then all the business will stop, all the like limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves. For whatever reason, I just kept saying, I need to hire somebody, but like never actually taking the action to do it. And so finally I said, okay, enough is enough. I'm actually just going to talk to somebody and put out a like a feelers, like job description. This is what I need. And I was talking with somebody for a couple weeks and I could not make the commitment. Like whatever it was, I was just like, no, I can't do it, or I'm not ready, or the time is not right, or what have you. Finally took the leap. So this was 2 weeks ago when we did our podcast, that the day before, I finally took the leap and signed the contract to hire somebody. And I kid you not, like no more than a half an hour later, did a $5,000 contract come signed across my desk. So this is somebody that I had been like nurturing for like 6 months. And they, for whatever reason, they were also fearful. They weren't really sure whether or not they wanted to invest in a funnel for their business. They didn't know if it would give them the returns that they wanted, et cetera, et cetera. So when I made the commitment to get some help, I was telling the universe, okay, I'm ready. And by doing that, the universe talked to this client and said, okay, now's the time. And they also made the leap and invested in themselves. So for whatever reason, fear was stopping me. When I released the fear and I trusted, I invested in myself and in my business. I was telling the universe, I'm ready. And almost immediately I received another project on my plate. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I think a lot of people who are listening to us in when we talk about our micro offer journey and how we help people build micro offers, they are also fearful. They're fearful of investing in either a course that will help them create their vision. They're fearful of investing in maybe Facebook ads. Like, what if I lose it all? That sort of fear that stops us from taking the leap and investing in ourselves. So that was my really cool story from last week or 2 weeks ago.
So cool. So cool. Yeah. Does anyone else want to go ahead before I share the story where me and I sat down and delivered the...
I heard Sally has a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, a couple of years ago, I desperately wanted to go to see a concert. I wanted to see James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt. And I got on the early bird list or whatever it's called, and the browser opened up and it said, keep your browser open. As soon as the doors open, you can get in there and get a good seat, So I was right there and I kept clicking on it to get my seat that I wanted. And every time I did, it said, this seat's no longer available. And I thought, who could be faster than that? I was sitting on my computer. So anyway, I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And finally, one came up and it said it was available. And I just got so crazy. I got so excited that I clicked and I bought it. And it was over $400 for one ticket. And I was like, oh my gosh. As soon as I did it, buyer's remorse sets in. And I go, I have no business in my current state of finances buying a ticket for over $400 to a concert. Are you crazy? And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to worry about it. The money will come. And in less than a week, darn, if a check didn't come in the mail for almost the exact same amount of the concert ticket, and it was related to something that was over 2 years prior, and I had no clue it was coming. So the universe will bring it. All you have to do is open up your mind and believe that you will attract what you're wanting.
Absolutely. I love that story. Was the concert good?
Oh my gosh. It was way over the top. It was the best concert I'd ever been to. They'd had 3 encores. It was the last performance of a 2-year tour. They were spectacular. I took a lot of video. It was incredible.
Oh, so cool.
I was on cloud 9 for 2 weeks.
You have to post it on our Facebook page, the video, if you still have it, and then that story.
Oh, I will. Good idea.
James Taylor is so great live. We've seen him a few times. I'm obsessed with James Taylor.
Oh, that would be
He
cool.
was so awesome with Bonnie Raitt. He said they said James Taylor and his all-star band. Well, I've got news for you. They both had all-star bands. And when they were about to switch, she opened and he came out and he said, I just love watching her steal the show. Don't you?
That is pretty cool. Wow. Who next?
I don't have an amazing story like that. I fully believe in the powers of putting out intentions and receiving them back. I know that in the past when I've kind of just let things go and say what's going to happen, like I want this to happen, and like I burn my little sage leaf and then like we're good to go, and then it comes to me. But like I don't have an amazing story where I've just received a check in the mail for like $500 or anything like that.
Recently, we received a random check from the IRS. Usually you get a bill from the IRS, but we got a really random check from the IRS. I don't know if I overpaid taxes this year or whatnot. Never got a letter. But just especially in this like COVID-19 time, a lot of people are stressing out and freaking out. And I think actually our family is faring a lot better than we ever could imagine. Just things have really worked out in our favor a lot. And I credit that a lot to my attitude of like, this is amazing. My wife is home more, we get to spend more time as a family together. We're saving money because she's not driving to and from work an hour and a half every single day. So a lot of it, I think, is about attitude and how you approach a situation. And if you're approaching a situation out of fear and lack, that's what you're going to get back is fear and lack. So when it comes to investing in your business or investing in yourself, I personally have invested a lot of money in personal development and in business development, not knowing where that money is going to come from, but trusting that if I make this investment in myself, I will always bet on myself over anyone else because I know I will show up for me every single time. So just that attitude of like, I will do whatever it takes because I will always bet on myself 1,000 times over, I think has really helped in that arena for me personally.
It's cool. That's so powerful, betting on ourselves. If everyone who's listening right now on the Facebook Live, do us a favor and comment below if you've had an experience like that, where there be like, oh my God, the Bonnie Raitt tickets for Sally, and then all of a sudden she was fine and it was happy, it was the best experience. Or, like in Mia, the minute she hired someone, faced that fear, charged through it, and then made even more money, landed a $5,000 contract. We'd love to hear your story. So comment below. If you're listening to this on the podcast, just auditory, just go to our Facebook page, I Am Possible Marketing, and you can comment on this particular podcast live. We were talking earlier before we started this. What was really cool too, I just want to share one quick story as well, is, me and I, as we all formed the team here, the 4 of us for I Am Possible Marketing, we also have a high ticket package, and I'm not necessarily want to say the price, but just everyone it's over 10,000. And the reason why, in case we increase our prices again very soon, I don't want someone to come and say, but you promised me this. So anyway,
on your podcast, you said,
yeah. So, but here's what happened is that as we are growing, and this is the beautiful thing about offering a small ticket item like Micro Offer Magic is only $27. But those buyers, actually, there's a percentage of them will always need maybe us to do it for them, or a high level and be able to afford a more high ticket service. So we knew quickly we could get in trouble if we just started selling willy-nilly to all these qualified buyers who were expressing interest. So me and I sat down on a Zoom call together and we mapped out in a Google sheet, kind of like Excel, what the menu would look like, who's doing what, and then what is that value? Like what is the fee that we should charge and what does it total up to? So we wanted a 3-month commitment because typically if you were to come on board with us to see real results, you know, is sort of like going all in, betting on yourself. 3 months is a perfect time for that. And then the minute I highlighted that and what it is, and we knew clearly in our head what it was, no word of a lie, within 2 days of that call, someone had called and we closed a very high ticket item. So I just want to say to all of you that activates, there's a science of the mind thing here going on too, called reticular activating system. I heard about this more than a decade ago from Tony Robbins, but basically what it is it's a part of your brain that almost is like your computer. And if you start thinking about it, then your brain's going to focus on it. And it's almost like the universe is going to bring it to you. So instead of us thinking about, we can't afford to do this service because we don't have the staff or we don't have the team, instead we're thinking about, okay, game on. People are going to want this. What are we going to offer and what are we going to charge? Let's get this fixed fast so we can bring clients in. And so the difference of that, almost flipping a coin, you could either bet on yourself, as Mia said, or you could have, you know, hide in fear in the corner. And, you know, we are all here to encourage you, to uplift you all to bet on yourself. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you focus on expands, right? So the thing that you think about most often expands. And I noticed this more specifically in my wife. I wish she could channel this into something that made us money, but she has this obsession with cars, brand new cars. So when she wants a new car, she suddenly sees this car everywhere. Like, for instance, right now she wants a white Honda CRV. And so she sees white Honda CRVs everywhere. She's like, oh, look, there's my car. There's my car. And I'm like, can you channel this into something that makes us money and doesn't cost us money? But yeah, like what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on abundance and that something is going to work for you, then that is going to expand. If you focus on the fear of losing money or the lack of knowledge that you might have or something like that, or the lack of experience, that is going to expand and it's going to swallow you whole. So what can you focus on today that is of an abundant mindset and will get you closer to your end result, which is freedom, time, space, freedom, financially, and otherwise.
Beautiful.
All right. I think that's it for today.
It is. Everyone, come back next Tuesday. We will be dropping another live episode of I Am Possible Marketing live show. So love and light to you all. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mia. Thanks, Sally. Thanks, Ashley.
Bye.